I remember when I was a kid, and I remember when I saw people with service animals, they were usually for the blind. And that's not to say that there wasn't service animals for other uses, but usually you saw for blind people or whatnot. It wasn't until I got older that you start realizing that they were for people for companionship or people with other medical needs. And as science went on and they found out that dogs can do a multitude of tasks. The last, I say, 20 years or so, they started to realize that service animals can help veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder or victims of rape. They comfort dogs. They're comfort dogs. They're service dogs. They're different. But they realize these dogs have been a big help in people's lives. I remember when I first heard about this, even before I went in the army, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. But I was a little skeptical because I grew up looking at animals like dogs as pets, that kind of thing. Where I'm like, well, I don't have a disability, so I don't know if it's really will really work. And you never know what life will lead you. When I got hurt, I was in a bad place. And they give you medication. You feel like you're trapped in your body. You don't want to go outside. It's sometimes going to be side effects. And if you guys have been following me, I mentioned before I tried to commit suicide on more one occasion because of the pain, the flashbacks, the anger, the resentments, those things. So I remember going to see one of my doctors at the VA, and they recommended me check out this program where they have service animals. Now, I knew that these programs are expensive. Now, and some of them are for free. In the program I joined, they take care of all the costs. One of the rare programs that do nowadays. 'Cause a lot of people know that there's a need for these animals. And when I went to this program, the first day I went there, I sat in the back, wasn't too sure, and then I started hanging around some of the animals. And this thing, I forget what they call it. This is what's the yeah, it's I forget what they call it. Endorphins, I believe, is what it's called. Where you feel this rush of happiness. You feel calm and relaxed. Then they place you with a dog based on your physical and mental needs. And sometimes you and the dog hit it off, and sometimes they say, nope, that's not a match. And they put you with another dog, and then you click. And the dogs, and most of the dogs in the program I'm in are rescues, if not all, are rescues. And there are various breeds. But I lucked out and was placed with two shepherds. The first one, he was too young and too much for me. And I needed a shepherd that was a little bit more calmer. And when I got with this dog, my whole life changed. I began to go outside more. I began to be more vocal than I normally am. I mean, when I'm on YouTube, it's just sort of like my escape area, but it was to the point where I felt more confident in saying and doing things. And I remember I used to go out in the crowd. I used to have panic attacks because now as an Iraq, I was in a bunch of explosions, firefights, and so when you're a veteran and you served in a war and you're around gunfire explosions, you this it never leaves you. These sounds, the smells, anything can trigger it. And if I'm about to have a panic attack, my service animal picks up on it, brushes against me, sits down, pull his paw out, or rub against me, or go between my legs and let me know it's okay. And it's times I go places, everybody scatter because they assume, oh my God, this is a big ass dog coming here. Oh, and they don't read the vest. They just assume. I stop even saying anything at a point. Now, yeah, there are people who do and say stupid things. Have there been people that have approached me and didn't know when to back off? Yeah, I had to deal with that. Have I gone to places where people will say, you can't bring an animal in here and don't even know the laws? Is it federal and state laws? You can't refuse service. You can't turn anybody away. Oh yeah, that's corporations that got spooked, bent over backwards, give me free gas, free condiment. I mean, not condiments, snacks. Excuse me, dinners. You name it, just to keep from getting a lawsuit. But the thing what bothers me sometimes when I'm dealing with people who are black, and obviously some of these people have been raised around animals. But thank God for those brothers and sisters who have come in before I can say anything and had to explain to these brothers and sisters, hey, that's a service animal. That dog is working. But for the ones who are not used to it, oh, that's a dog. Other day I was shopping. This 6'6" gay dude. Oh my gosh, that big ass dog in here. Why you got the dog? Now obviously this dog is trained. The dog ain't looking at it and just listen to my commands. The dog ain't worried about this lanky quip. But then he may want to make a big stink out of it. You gotta get the dog out of here. And one of the workers said, I would shut up. This is a federal law, man. This dude can report you get fired. I can get fired. And I said, you want to bet? And then this white lady came in and told him, said, you can get terminated for harassing this gentleman with a service animal. And a lot of people don't know the laws. And I blame the companies, but I also blame the employees for not reading. In every employee area, you got those big ass posters talking about federal and state laws. And the thing is, y'all are in school. When we was kids, they talked about the blind and service. They talked about the blind and dogs for the blind. But today, I know y'all got more information than we had when we was kids, especially when more than our parents did. But some people are not exposed, so I try to look past some of it. But I'm like, read, look at the patches, read. I could see if you had no patches on, no vest, then yeah, you have a right to question whether there's a pet. And yes, there are people who try to be sneaky and go get vests online and claim these are service animals, but you know the difference. Because I get compliments, oh my gosh, your dog is so well behaved. Yeah, the program I'm in, they make sure before these dogs are put in our hands that the dogs are trained and we're trained with the animals. And even after you complete the program, I still go to those classes because it still is a dog. They want to do the things that other pets do. They want to run around. They don't get to run around like other pets do. We had to keep them separate from other dogs because they'll forget themselves. And then when you take them in public, they'll be hard to handle. So a lot of people don't understand that. And then some people want to stand a damn dog face. You don't do that to a dog. But see, because these are service animals, they're trained not to react as fast as other dogs. But then you get that person that want to touch them. And sometimes you have their children or children around say, no, ma'am, excuse me, sir, that's a service animal. You're not supposed to touch. But then you got to explain, I'm sorry, working. But I just wanted to, no, I'm sorry, my dog is working. And then you have to make a gesture. You don't want to touch the person, but you want to make a gesture, let them know, hey, you're going too far. You're in my area. And I remind y'all, these are still dogs. Remember, they're in the crowd where people are looking at them, walking up on them, got these different odors and stuff, and they want to touch them. Now, if the dog bites you, then you want to try to sue. But this is why we quickly tell people that work a service animal. What's his name? Well, I'm not going to tell you their name because then it's a waste of time. They're not going to respond. And sometimes you give them their name, but you already know your dog is not going to respond because they train to listen to your command because they with you all the time. Service animals go anywhere in this country. We go on airplanes, proper identification. We can go to hospitals, funerals. I took my service animal to funerals, my dental appointments, my doctor's appointments. Only place they can't go in is the operating room. I've gone out to dinners. I've gone on trips with my service animal. Hell, when we get together, the other veterans get together, we be talking about, oh, our dog did this. We be showing pictures and stuff. Because it's amazing what these beautiful creatures do for us. But some people don't take no for an answer. And this woman picture here wanted to invade the space. She wanted to pet, and they said, ma'am, sorry, we can't pet him. She got an attitude saying, I should be able to pet him. Now, let me break it down to you. There are black people who act a certain way, and there are white people who act a certain way. It is on both sides, but it's certain things that some blacks do, and there's certain things some whites do. And I'm gonna go through this real quick because I want you guys to understand something. It's not just black folk or white folk that act stupid all around, but it's just certain things they do that go a little too far. White women, when they see a service animal, either go, "Oh, it's so cute," or they go, "Oh my gosh, it's so cute," or they literally like they get wet when they see you with an animal. And I mean, I'm just calling the way I see it because we all have seen and heard stories of bestiality. And I'm not saying that black folks don't engage in that, but we don't hear black folks getting caught doing that. Trust me on this one. I know the different reactions. Then you got the white woman or the white man like, is that your dog? Nah, I just like this big ass German Shepherd being tethered to me everywhere I go. Oh, don't you Michael Vick it? And we know exactly what they mean. They think they're trying to be funny. You're disabled. They try to decide. They try to figure out what your disability is. Every disability may not be visible at that point. See, a lot of people think you got to be in the wheelchair or blind to have a service animal. Or my thing is, how did you get that German Shepherd? Because German Shepherds are pure blood. German Shepherds are hard to find. Even if they mixed breed, still pure. They're pure, considered a pure blood of that breed. You got you. I mean, you can't. I mean, German Shepherds and Golden Retrievers. They're hard to find when you get them as service animals. When you do, you're lucked out with a good breed. I'm not saying other service animals are not good, but the scarcity of these animals that make them really expensive. This is why they make sure they microchip them. This is why they make sure they fix them. This is why they close up a lot of these dog shops will sell puppies and stuff. They knuckling down on us because they changing laws to go after people who abuse these creatures. Now I know there are going to be black folks saying they're just dogs. Yeah, I understand why some of us say that, but there are a lot of black folks who are dog owners who love their dogs. You'd be surprised the brothers and sisters that stop me and we start having conversations about dogs and stuff. You'd be surprised the number of brothers who are training dogs, or even train service animals. But see, people assume that black people don't do that. But then you come across that brother or sister that go a little too far, and they don't, and they say and do dumb shit, and then, oh man, that's a police dog. I don't even say anything anymore. If you think my dog is a police dog, fine. Now this dog picture looks similar to my dog. Same color, just well, yeah, tan, yeah. But this is a service animal, and you can see the guy is hugging on a service animal. These animals make you laugh. It's hard if you have a bad day, they're gonna make you smile some way. They become like your children almost. I know if I have a nightmare, my dog comes waking up in the middle of the night. But also, my dog wakes me up in the middle of the night, take his ass out to use it, and he knows I'm gonna get up because he knows he's at home. But I don't get mad. I mean, yeah, you might get a little like, but when they like babies, they can't do no more than what you let them do. But they do so much. If I get up, my dog follows me to make sure I'm okay. If I sneeze too many times, my dog is right there. When you take a shower, they lay right by the door. Sometimes they come in the bathroom to make sure that you're okay, that you don't slip and fall, or they retrieve things for you. A lot of people don't understand the power of these animals and the need for them. But I want you to know something else. You see, this is obviously Air Force. This is Air Force. But notice something on the patches. All of us who have service animals have working service dog. Do not pet. Working dog. Do not pet. Do not separate service dog from handler. We all have those tags on us, and we have ID on either on the dog or ourselves, or the dog and ourselves. You're gonna see this is you're gonna see this more free because these patches, they just don't give these to you. You have to be registered to get these patches. See this? See this? This is another German Shepherd. This is how my dog. When I go at the counter and do stand and take care of business, this is exactly what my dog do. What it says: working dog. Do not pet. Disabled veteran. That's what they put. That's what they put on these vests, and you can see it plain as day. And people still try to invade your space, and they still try to ask dumbass questions. See this service dog. See this do not pet. Look at how big that is. You see the other service dogs in other the back. You see how docile they are. Now this look more like my dog in the face, but the dog in the back has the tan for it. People don't understand that these animals are always working. But they also need to understand when you walk up to somebody and invade their space, especially a veteran, do you know how dangerous that is? Can we take that as you're trying to do harm to us and that dog? And not just veterans, just people who are training them. You walk up to people and they tell you, look, don't give them any treats. Don't pet them. Don't do this. I mean, people insist on doing that, and that's what that woman did. But she ain't the only woman that did it. Y'all remember last year that black woman that was messing with those people at the service animal in that restaurant, and she tried to lie and say they said something racial to her, but the white folks didn't. If y'all don't, let me go pull an image. This sister right here, the one was out there cursing and shit. Now these are the women that I can't stand. You know how many black women I've come across that act that way? They yelling, why they dog in here? The dog, and these dogs are clean. These dogs, nails are taken care of. They go to the vet. They get baths. They got their tags. They got their shots. They microchip. And these dogs eat better than us sometimes. This sister went out there and made a fool out of herself and tried to hide behind race and say, oh, they was messing with me. She wanted started. She started it. I'll never forget that. And make it so bad, it was a few days before I had an incident when I went to a restaurant where the hostesses gave me and my friend a hard time. I walked in with my service animal like, you got no dog in here? And my friend, before I could say, he said, sweetheart, that's a service animal. You still get no dog? I said, yes, you can. I said, this is not a pet. This is a service animal. And she got loud and started cursing. And this elderly white couple, he was a veteran. He was a Korean War vet. He had a hat on. They said, darling, that's a service animal. They can come in here. I don't give a damn. You can't come in here. So my friend said, young lady, you're making a big mistake. And I said, young lady, I said, in the employee area, those big poster boards, those white boards talking about the federal state laws, go read about service animals. I said, you see, he got his ID on him. I got ID in my wallet. You see the tags and everything. He's sitting here, just sitting here looking. He's not barking. He's not jumping up and down. He's trained. I don't give a F. So I said, go get your manager. Hispanic dude come out. He already knew what was going on. Because you can see him do that gulp. Sir, you can come in. And she said, but that's a nasty dog. He told her to be quiet. I'm like, this is a service animal. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to eat here. But I'm meant to call your corporate office. Dude got spooked because he knew right then and there, anybody on that shift could more than likely either be suspended or lose a job. And he would be the one that take the heat for it because he's the manager. And so I apologize, I apologize. I said, let me get the number of your district manager or area coach, whatever the title they have for it. Because I worked in the industry. I knew better back in the 90s when I was in high school. You get caught discriminating against somebody with this or the service animal, that's your ass. That's the company's ass. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. President Bush, HW, signed the Disability Act back in the late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember exact year. There's a federal law. These animals are protected. And so when this sister was yelling and making an ass out of herself, even her own man, he looked like, I don't want to say nothing to her. Look how she yelling at these people. Look at them. Look how the people covering their ears. Look at the dog right here next to the lady. You can make out by the chair. Dog ain't barking. The dog looking away. Look how she's acting. So you remember I said at the beginning of this commentary, black and white. But you get some sisters that go extra sometimes. And I'm not saying all black women do this. Look at the dog. What does it say? PTSD service dog. Do not pet. Dog working. Look how the dog is right next to his handler. See, the problem is in this country, people don't know the rules. People are hell bent on disrespecting people with service animals. They don't think that we have issues, or that they if something they can't physically see, we just got a dog walking around just to be walking around. Now I know there are people out here who are pretending that they have service animals, and you can spot it, and I have spotted it. Matter of fact, I went to the VA and I was waiting to see one of my doctors. And we in this waiting room. And my dog, like most of the service animals, are trained. As soon as you sit down, they lay down right in front of your feet. They go under the table, under the chair, or they lay right on the side. Now my dog, he can do all those things. Now, and people often talk about how in the hell did your dog go under all these small all these chairs that are super small and table. Well, they train to make them invisible. Right now, my dog is laying right next to me as I do this commentary. But the fact is, this other dog came in. They had a vest on, but they had no patches, nothing on. Right there, you know that's not a service animal. To number two, the dog got a shock collar. The number three, the dog is barking and jumping up and down. And I'm waiting for the woman to give the command for the dog to stop. And she couldn't do it. And after a while, people started saying, ma'am, can you control your animal? And she said, he didn't never act this way before. They're like, well, that dog is much larger and not doing it. And I don't understand. Maybe it's because it's another dog. And I said, wait a minute. If it's a service animal, it shouldn't matter. Because when I go to class with my dog, it'd be 20 other dogs in a room, and they all give each other space. They lay down. They might try to sniff each other. Every now and then you might get one that might get aggressive, depending on the mood they're in. But for the most part, they're not doing this. So my doctor come in and they looking at me and looked at us and they said, that's not a service animal. I was like, I know. And they've been getting a lot of complaints in the hospital because you have therapy dogs and comfort dogs and service animals that walk through that hospital. Now there's a difference between a therapy dog and a comfort dog. Comfort dog is like when you have like those fires that happened in California and people are depressed. They took the dogs out there where they can be hugged and bond, that kind of thing. Therapy dogs in the hospital, they're specifically for that hospital. The patients are probably going to physical therapy or some other type of physical or mental therapy or whatever, or try to accumulate them with dogs or something if they're not used to being around dogs. So they do get a service animal, won't be any friction, or won't be any fear. But the thing is, this woman right here, she got mad because she couldn't pet him. And the thing is, it wasn't because of her daughter, because I know she got a baby in her arms. It was for her. Some of these people, some of these people like animals a little too much. But if they tell you the dogs are working, respect that. But and I had an incident. I had to call the police on some people for it. And the police officer said, look, we can arrest you. And they looked like, huh? Yeah, we can arrest you. You're harassing this person. Now I know of a dude that got a service animal. He's not associated with the program I'm in, but he pulled out his gun one day on this couple. They wouldn't leave him alone. And I warned him. I said, y'all back off. This dude's a Vietnam era vet. I said, y'all leave the man alone. Now they wouldn't mess with me because my dog is bigger. Because like I said, it's a variety of dogs they have as service animals. But they wouldn't leave him alone. They thought he was because he was an older gentleman. He pulled out that gun. I had to talk him down. He was going to shoot him. And they was, we're going to call police. I said, he's legal. Y'all up on him. You're harassing him. You're harassing his service animal. But what also ticks me off, like I was mentioning, how people try to fake, they say the animal's a service animal. It was a story back last fall. Or actually this fall, I should say. Or early part in the summer, or late summer. I can't remember now. I think was it this? It was in the summer. Anyways, it was in summer. I'm sorry. This couple took their dog with them. Now this is not a service animal. They took their pet with them to Home Depot. And this other couple with their little girl was in there. And obviously the couple was not paying attention to their daughter. So their daughter walked up and thought they can pet the animal. And the animal responded because they didn't know who this little girl is. Because a lot of people don't understand when dogs bite, that's a defense mechanism. It's not because they're vicious. It's just a defense mechanism. They don't know who you are. They don't know what your intentions are. When you raise your hand, you ever see how you raise your hand to the dog look at you till they know what you're going to do? Or let's say walk up and give you permission to pet them or rub their head or whatever. Well, the girl got bit, and the couple made a big stink about it. And the couple had it right in the complaint because their daughter got bit. But they wasn't watching their daughter. And they said, well, she should be able to go pet the dog regardless. And I'm like, wait a minute. You had support until you said the daughter can go pet the dog regardless. Wrong. Then you had the person who had a pet take a pet into a business knowing that it's not a service animal. So what happened was they said no dogs allowed. But you know what you couldn't do that? Because service animals are the only allowed dog that can go anywhere in this country. And you're only supposed to get to ask them two questions. Is that your dog? Is that for your medical needs? That's it. That's all you're supposed to do. Like I said, I've gone places and people have tried it, and I point to the sign. I say, read the vest. And there's times where I pull out my ID to try to help them not make a mistake because there's some people who are litigious. They like to sue. Yes, we've seen Inside Edition and Entertainment Tonight, and these other talk shows or tabloid shows where people have taken peacocks and pigs and things, and those are service animals too, but those are not designated service animals like a dog. Those are more comfort animals than anything. Those are not service animals. They're comfort animals. But my thing is, if you see a service animal, you see somebody in public with a dog, don't sit there and say, are you blind? Is that your dog? Can I pet him? Don't run, don't yell, don't make any comments. If you're afraid of dogs, just strictly just move away. I had a lady yell and say, you gotta put that guy out of here. I looked at her like, okay. I was in a Walgreens and a sister pulled that shit. This worker almost got his ass whooped up, and I think I told y'all this years ago. People need to understand these animals are protected. The handlers are protected. Now, if the animal will lash out and attack you for no reason, then yeah, that's on us and that's on the program that train them. But you walk up into their space, no, big ass patches saying don't touch, don't pet, and people still go there. And then when people say no, you get an attitude. I mean, I'm gonna leave it's a video. It's a link to read the story, but you watch the video, then read the story. Too many people have accosted people with service animal. I mean, and what gets me is people say, "Is that your dog?" I mean, I'm like, no, I like this big ass German Shepherd tethered to me. And then if I'm out in public, my dog is we sitting there mind our business, and somebody want to invade our space. And then y'all walk up, and then you see the vest. Cause usually veterans, we got our vests coded to our branches of service or some type of military design on it, so you know and it says PTSD, military, disabled vet, armed service vet, some variation of that. And you walk up to a veteran, don't y'all know how dangerous that shit is? I tell this is why I tell people say that's your dog by. I say you shouldn't be worrying about that. You should be more worried about me. I'm the motherfucker that got me called crazy. And people look at me, don't know how to act. And I say I had to ask people that way because people ask stupid ass questions. And my thing is, if you're not exposed to animals, you need to get deal with it. It's gonna be this legislation they're gonna push through. You're gonna see a lot more of these animals, and every day you see more of them. There are a lot of disabled people out there, people that need these animals. There are people who have mental issues, who animals have kept them calm. You just can't put a medicine in everybody's system. Lots of that has disastrous effects. Don't y'all know that 22 veterans a day commit suicide in this country? 22 veterans. I know some of them that was close to killing themselves, just like I was. They got a place with a service animal. They in a great place. That's not to say that we don't have our issues. We don't have to do the shoulda, woulda, couldas. But that feeling is not intense like it used to be, because you know you're not living just for yourself. Now I'm not saying that's a magical cure for anything, because you still got to work at it. But when you see somebody out in public with a service animal and they tell you, "Hey, the animal's working," hey, and we mind our own business, and you keep insisting on coming to that zone, you're asking for it. Because all I gotta do is call security and say this person's harassing me, and you could be arrested. I love when people say, I didn't do anything. I said, you got a camera right there, the camera right there, the camera right there. You can go review the cameras. I guarantee you, I'm in the right. I had went to this gas station back at the beginning of the year, and these two Hindu dudes was in there. And a lot of people don't know certain cultures in the so-called Middle East, they don't like dogs. They think dogs are filthy and everything. I know people say they are nasty. Yeah, if you don't take care of them and bathe them and do right by them. So they said, you can't come in here. I said, gentlemen, I said, it's a service animal. And before I can get finished talking, this big ass white dude. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I try not to stereotype people. This dude, you would think, and God forgive me, you would thought this dude was a skinhead. He had the bald head, the leather jacket, the boots, and everything on him. And he said, "Hey, that's a service animal. Can't you guys read? He's also a vet." "Oh no, you can't help me." He said, "Look, guy, you turn him away. I'm going to start complaining. I'm going to start tripping up in here." Now I ain't never met this white guy. Then a white lady jumped in. I'm like, what the fuck? Now, granted, what they've done there, if I didn't have a service animal, probably not. You don't know, really have no way of knowing. But before I can do anything, they was defending me. I had a whole gas station full of white folk and a handful of black folks defending me. And I said, you know what? I said, y'all, I said, thank you. I'm gonna call the corporate office. And I said, what's your name? The guy wouldn't give me his name. I said, what's your supervisor? Where's your boss? We don't have a manager. I'm like, really? And everybody looked at me. I said, they should have done that. So I got in contact with the corporate office and told them what happened. And I had video of it too. And I played the audio, and it was like, oh my gosh, they were spooked. Better believe it, franchise owner of that location called me, "Mr. Such and Such, do you come in You can get anything to drink. You can get any stuff. It's on us. You can get gas, blah, blah, blah. The only reason why I didn't go up there again, because I didn't live in the area. I was just driving through it. I'm like, I'm not going to drive out of my way just to go waste gas to get gas. You know what I mean? And it ain't that serious to go get some pops and some ices, some chips. That ain't that serious. But the fact remains, these companies know better. They're afraid. They don't want, and especially, it's one thing getting disabled people to protest, but be disabled and veterans. Oh, they don't want that. A lot of people don't go around and say, "Hey, I'm a veteran." You'd be surprised who I know. You'd be surprised who the other veterans know, and it will be a problem. Now there been places where people just was rude, and I just didn't go back. I'm like, I ain't got time to be calling, hunting down, trying to get income. I'm just not gonna go back. There are people who say, "Man, you don't come to the location no more." Like you said, me and my service animal's not welcome. I said, to keep you from shutting you down, brother, I just refuse to come to your location. Well, you can't shut me down. I said, if I want to right now, I can call and say you refuse service. And they get nervous. They like, well, you can't do it. I said, you need to go look at you. That's your business. You don't know the state and federal laws. By technically, every open business supposed to have a sign welcoming service animals. Next time, go to your Walmart. They got it plain as day. Go in your malls. They got it plain as day. They can't refuse service. Now, if your animal is acting up, taking a shit, taking a piss in public, barking at people, yeah, they can say, "Can you remove?" And you have to do it. But if you ain't, if that animal ain't doing nothing, quiet, doing y'all mind your own business. I've gone into bookstores. Well, Barnes and Noble is like the last one now in America, really. I go in there. I had this Caucasian dude saying, "Hey, he has a dog in here," and a lady said, "Yeah, they can come in here too. They're customers too." Well, the dog can't come in. She said, "Look at this. Look at the door. Look at the sign. Service animals welcome." See, a lot of y'all don't realize you can be arrested for harassing people with their service animal. That's why, and a lot of people, we don't want to call the police on you, but sometimes you got to. See, my thing is, I don't want nobody to mess with me and my service animal, or any other service animal or person. But I'm telling y'all, you got veterans out here that suffering PTSD, or veterans who have been trained. And we all have been trained to do physical harm or take somebody out. Like I said, there have been people that have gone too far, and I had to push them away. I'm like, "Hey, you playing with fire." And let me remind y'all, you don't have to be blind to have a service animal. If somebody out in public tell you, "Please don't touch the animals working," leave it alone. Move on. You can say, "Oh, that's a beautiful dog." Keep it moving. Don't stare in the dog's face. Don't try to be slick. I was voting this election, the midterm election, and this little boy kept reaching for my dog, and I waited for the mama to stop. Now I didn't say, "Sorry, son, you can't touch. He's working." Mom just stand there like, "Fuck it, fuck you." You know, this sister grabbed the little boy's hand. And I said, "Why you do that?" She said, "You obviously not telling your son to stop messing with that man and his animal." She said, "You do know that's a dog, right?" My child should do what he want. I said, "Ma'am, if I push your son arm away, try to keep him from petting this dog, and to keep the dog from responding the way that you don't want to respond, you're gonna be mad at me." Now I ain't talking about hitting the kid, but just gently pushing his hand away from the dog. And this little boy just wouldn't stop. And this sister had to grab him. Now my dog wasn't gonna bite. I had control of him. But the fact is, some of these adults, they don't check their kids, or they don't check themselves. And like I said, we live in a litigious society. There are people out here that want to sue. They think I got opportunity. That don't work. And nowadays, cameras are everywhere. I've taken my dog to the movies with me. Now, normally I did it a couple of times. I don't, because just that's a lot of sound for a dog. Its ears are very sensitive. But if I go to the damn movies and doctors and a funeral or whatever, you shouldn't. And you see me walking in, don't I already know the laws? A lot of us do. That's the whole point, having a service animal be able to do the things that we normally didn't do or stopped doing or weren't able to do. But when you watch this commentary with this video of this woman, she looks stupid. And there are a lot more of these people out here like that. And I keep telling you, there's a lot of videos out here on YouTube where people telling you, you gotta bring animal in. They don't even know the damn law. But I would say this, but I want to mention this to those who have service animals. If you have a vest, put the vest on. It saves a lot of drama. If your animal's not certified, quit pushing your animal as a certified, because what's going to happen is somebody's going to be smart. They're going to call the police, and the police going to say, "This your animal? You got ID?" They're going to say, "Where's your ID?" If you got to produce your ID, they can take your dog away from you. A lot of people don't know that. So this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a minute. It's just that when I see stories like this, it rubs me the wrong way. Because you got individuals that cross the line. It's not your animal. And if they say the dog is working, the dog is working. Move on.